Hello everyone. I just wanted to show you a little bit of something. I was involved in a little back and forth conversation on one of the Angry Preppers videos earlier. And you guys know how I've been harping on these so-called prepper channels that more or less just push products without having any true knowledge behind that. They just push a product without even understanding, say, numbers involved or anything like that. And you know, I'm heavily against that, because there's a lot of individuals that watch those channels and they go out and they buy the things that they recommend, and in some cases those items aren't going to meet the needs of that person, and they'll have no idea because, well, this person said it was great and this person said this and said that, and didn't even actually really put it through their test before they went on YouTube promoting it. And there's a real big problem with that. Well, here's the thing. You don't have to go out and spend a ton of money to get, you know, these fancy little boxes. And you might wonder why I'm focusing on that nasty looking power supply there. I'm going to get to that. But you don't have to go out and spend a fortune on these, on what they term these solar generators, okay? Because there's more than one way to skin a cat. And this is just a computer power supply that died on me. I'm not sure why. I did a visual inspection of the board, top and bottom. I don't see anything visually that went poof or really got hot. There's a couple capacitors that might just barely have a little bit of a rise in the cap, but I'm not sure. Anyway, without schematics and all the other tools needed to really dig in, it's going to get tossed in the trash can. But don't know why that power supply blew. I suspect it was not it couldn't handle the rating that it claimed, is what I'm assuming. But anyway, coming on over to the point at hand here, what you see here is a universal power supply, a backup power supply for computers, okay? And if you look around, you can find these things. People will throw these things out because the batteries go bad in them, okay? And I don't know how hard it is. I don't remember to get the front off of this thing. I might have to take screws out. But there's a couple of small batteries in there. Two small, I want to say 7 amp hour batteries in there. This was given to me, okay? And you can find these. People throw these away because the batteries in them go bad. They throw them away left and right just simply because the batteries go bad. Okay, these things are incredible power inverters. These things are tanks, especially the kind of older models here. This thing weighs a ton, and that's good. The heavier the power supply, the better. So anyway, you're not going to find many of those quote unquote solar generators out there that come with this quality of a power inverter. Sorry. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. This thing's going to put out cleaner power. This thing's going to put out more consistent power. And it's simply because it's designed to. Man, this thing is designed to keep a computer running flawlessly during a surge or a power outage or anything like that. Flawlessly. That means not even a flicker. Okay? So you have to understand, these things are built to perform well. Okay, now you might notice I've got some wires poking out the sides here, and the reason why is because, again, this was given to me. The batteries were bad in it when it was given to me. I was aware of that, and so what I did was drilled the holes out a little bit there, and I know there's not much light, but I drilled the holes out a little bit there and poked the wires through so I can hook up any battery to it. So I actually hooked up two 20 amp hour 12 volt batteries, of course, in series to make it 24 volt, because this is a 24 volt system. Ding, ding, ding. That's the other thing that's important, is because when you run a 24 volt system, it is much more efficient than a 12 volt system. Angry Prepper, have you told people about that? No, you haven't, because you have no clue. So my point being is, somebody can find one of these, instead of spending $1,000 or whatever, you know, even the cheaper amount, $400, $500, $600 on a quote-unquote solar generator, they can find one of these that somebody threw away, or somebody just tired of tripping over in their garage, or whatever the case, hook up a couple of batteries to it, have a better quality power inverter, and they're already halfway there, and all they've invested in was batteries, or maybe one of these sitting at a yard sale for 15 bucks, or what have you. Now this thing, just not to be misunderstood, has a 900 watt output, okay, 8.2 amps. So this thing is good for 900 watts. I would say that's a fair amount. Now, again, let's look at this. I had this given to me, so this here was free. Okay, so let's say I go out and buy a couple of deep cell, marine batteries. We'll just go lead acid marine batteries right from the O'Reillys. I've already priced them. They're 105 bucks a piece, plus $22 core, whatever. Whenever I get the money to get it, I'll get it. However, if I had 200, hooked up in series now, two 100 amp hour batteries hooked up in series is still going to be 100 amp hours. It's just going to be at 24 volts instead of 12 volts, so I can power this. That is going to go a long way. And so far, we're talking about, and we'll include the core and the cost there. We'll give that 50 bucks. You're talking roughly, 250, 260 bucks invested in batteries so far. Now, how much was a box that would be about 900 watts output? Again? Okay. So, already, we are miles ahead. And you can go right online and you can pick out your choice of solar charge controller. You can go online, buy Renogy 100 watt solar panels, the hard panels, 100 bucks a piece all day long, which are going to do much better than any of those folding panels. You see my point? This is why it pisses me off. An angry pepper, this is why I'm unapologetic about having a brain between my ears. It's one thing to run your mouth and be a bull in a china shop. It's another thing to have a little bit of knowledge, education, and God forbid some experience. Shalom.